The Switch 2 just got Tomb Raider, and I really enjoy it, despite its glaring flaws. So last week, Aspyr shadow dropped Tomb Raider Definitive Edition on not only Switch 2, but Switch 1 as well. This is the first entry of the Tomb Raider Survivor trilogy, which stars a younger and less experienced Lara Croft. What separates the Definitive Edition from the original are better graphics, all the DLC, a digital mini art book and comic, and a new face for Lara. Well, let's be honest, the original looks better. I received a code for the Switch 2 version of the game and I was excited to jump in, as I really loved the original when I first played it on PS3, and it unsurprisingly looks better here with an upscaled 4K resolution and 60 frames per second. However, when I looked at graphics comparisons, it actually looked worse here than on PS4, which doesn't make sense to me as the Switch 2 is more powerful than a PS4. I know some of you aren't going to believe that, but it's true. It appears that this version of Tomb Raider is just the Switch 1 version with an upscaled 4K resolution and 60 FPS. What gives? The only positive is that the frame rate appears to be much better on Switch 2 than PS4, so I guess that's one major point in its favor. But some Switch 2 specific features here are just flat out broken, like the gyro controls. I tried using them for aiming, but they didn't work. And then I discovered that gyro aiming only works when you're examining artifacts and you're just sitting there at the main menu and you want to change its angle. I don't get how you messed that up. I also tried mouse controls for a hot minute and they just were too sensitive for me. I'm sure I could have adjusted them, but I had other problems as well. Like when I'd press ZL to aim, sometimes the gun would just go off on its own. I don't know how to fix that. So yeah, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition on Switch 2 is a flawed port, but I'll be damned if I did not have any fun with it. When I'm playing with the standard controls and I put the visual downgrades aside, I remember that Tomb Raider is a great action-adventure game with a satisfying upgrade system and some cool Metroidvania elements, like getting new tools to unlock new areas. There's also a multiplayer mode that I found pretty stable with Switch Online. Just good luck finding a match that's not free for all. But the best part is that Tomb Raider Definitive Edition on Switch 2 and Switch 1 is only $20 on the eShop, which is a great price for a game of this caliber. Although, if you're turned off by the glaring flaws of these versions, I don't blame you for holding off for a cheaper price. I really hope these issues get patched, but in the meantime, I'm just grateful to have Tomb Raider on the go on Switch 2. So are you gonna buy it? Let me know down in the comments.